Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Got a few hours of sleep. When I wake up, feels like I'm dying. Pretty much every time I woke up in Houston since I got back a few days ago, feels like I'm sick as hell. Okay, if you are not a high level, super cool, intelligent, badass, Thor News level, with a sense of humor and a good heart, this video is not for you. So you should click off now and go. Because what I'm about to show you is a worst case scenario in the Atlantic that is so bad, it's hard to even believe, you know? And I'm going to preface this with a story. Was it like at the beginning of 2016? When I gave up my job doing audio visual work for civil lawyers, I made between $15 and $35 an hour. I got 15 just for sitting in the office of my production company. So if I sat in the office for like 8 hours, they paid me $15 to sit in the office. One of the main reasons I gave it up was because I felt the next few years shit was going to get so crazy. I had to do something drastic to try and bring everybody together, from the richest of the rich to the poorest of the poor. Because I felt like what we could be going through, Earth and our solar system had been through before. Whether you want to say Lemuria or Atlantis, Aztecs, or whatever. And every time a small group who gets the information first is like, hey, we'll hide this information, and then we'll try and protect ourselves, and then everybody else will have to fend for themselves, although we'll hide the information so they won't know until it's way too late. So basically, like, everything totally collapses, and humanity barely survives, and, you know, they get back. It takes them a long time to get back up to speed. And so, the only way to get through this that I know of, and have known of, is by having every man, woman, and child working together, all ideas on the table as one. That's like the only way that we can survive it. And I don't even know if it's too late now. But I always believe in miracles. And so that's why, you know, since I've been starting my channel, I feel like I've been talking to the richest of the rich and the poorest of the poor, like everybody. We need everybody in on this. We need to come together. I was like, you're crazy. I'm like, okay, man, well, now that we're here, I feel like I'm dying every day in the city of Houston, total sadness. I'm like, shit, I don't even know if I don't even know if I have any more gas in the tank, because, dude, it's been nothing but failure for me for 2 straight years. I have nothing to be able to pay rent next month. I think now, 2 weeks out, I should be looking for a job, a real job. People are like, get a real job. I had one. You're like, almost any job now seems like it would be easier than bringing y'all the hurricane and weather situation, which I have been warning you of since the beginning of the year and even before that. Okay, so now that I've said all that, you know, I ain't mad at anybody, but all the people who are gloating like, ha, and there are gloaters out there. You know, people who are happy that Florida got hit, or people that are happy that Texas got hit. You know, the people who are like, well, that's what you get for denying climate change. Well, first of all, everything that's happening is not because of carbon. I don't want to argue about shit like that, but I guarantee you all this stuff that's happening is not because of carbon. Anywho, so let's get to the unbelievable thing. I talked for 4 minutes. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. But at least I scared off everybody who probably couldn't handle this. Okay, so what we were looking at is the European model, which people have said was the most accurate for Irma. And what the European model is doing, and remember, I don't think this is going to happen. And maybe if it did, it wouldn't even be that bad. But the European model, as of today, Saturday, at 3:13 p.m., 9/16 September, European model is showing what I believe is Hurricane Jose Hurricane Lee or Maria, I don't know, they flip-flop the names, doing what we call the Fujiwhara Effect, or what I call the binary effect. They call it the Fujiwhara Effect because I guess it doesn't sound like a binary effect, because then people would be like, binary stars? You know, nemesis. Man, it definitely feels all nemesis-y around here. And either way, the models have been showing, see this giant storm that happens? They all, up here by Europe, they all kind of agree on there's going to be some giant storm that's rolling through Europe in about 2 weeks. Which is scary too. But look at what we're looking at. So on this model, it shows, I think is Jose, probably Lee or Maria, I don't know, doing a Fujiwhara effect where they kind of wrap around each other, rotate around each other, and then eventually becoming, a lot of times they become one. It's like one giant hurricane. So, like, this worst case scenario, so bad, it's like, no. Okay, I'm not even, no. Like, this is, no. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not even saying plan and prepare for it, because, oh my God, you know, like, I mean, take this information however you want to. I'm showing you this is like a cartoon or a really unenjoyable horror disaster film. Like, we're getting attacked by space clowns from outer space. They're hitting us with just hurricane after hurricane. I don't know. Say whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I've been going nonstop since like the 22nd of last month, having to tell you all about all this. And when I started throwing news out, it was all about telling jokes, but space stuff. And space stuff definitely didn't feel real. It's fun to talk about. You know, it's fun to talk about Jupiter. It's fun to talk about Saturn. It's fun to talk about Mars. It's kind of like make up whatever you want and then show whatever photographs NASA's, and then you can speculate either way. Like, I believe you, I don't believe you, I believe you, I don't believe you. Why did you guys can the space shuttle? Why are we going back to the moon? Like, why has it been so weird since Kennedy died? And then got into weather, and weather felt real, and I felt like I was saving lives, and you could see patterns, and then now we're here. So, I don't know, you know, like, I've given it my all. At this point, it doesn't feel like a single damn reward has come my way. It's like, oh, you're in it for rewards. Well, dude, like, I feel sick as shit. If one of these hurricanes comes into the Gulf, I don't think I'll have money to evacuate it. I don't think I have money to go to the doctor and get the medicine it would take. Like, I don't even know if I'll be able to pay my rent in 2 weeks. Like, girls won't, the women I want won't even come close to me because I'm just a YouTube conspiracy theorist. Like, my family, my real life friends are all like, oh, he's a YouTube conspiracy. Like, isolation. So it's like, yeah, I don't, but I guess, you know, it's like I knew, shit, they nailed Jesus Christ to a cross. Every good, to shot JFK in the brains. Like, every man who tried to change the world or tell the truth, they murdered or tortured or killed. So I knew the risks going in. And I'm just like, oh man. So, you know, if the bad guys are at some point going to take me out, I just hope they don't torture me. But I guess I knew all along that may come with it too. Okie dokie. So, this is just what I'm showing you. And some people, you know, like, they're already 16 down thumbs on the last video. And it's like, hey, down thumbers, I'm just bringing you guys the present data. Some dude's like, hey, man, let the real meteorologist talk about this shit. And I'm like, well, they're talking about it, and I'm talking about it too. And I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, before the television, everybody was aware of the weather. It was like something that affected everybody. Rain, sunshine, wind, weird clouds, strange moon, sky stuff. That was just part of life. Everybody's like, hey, I'm aware of the weather. I watch the weather. I know the weather. We know when to plant crops and stuff. So it was just like being weather aware. It was pretty cool. And it was just a part of being a man or a woman. And even, you know, some kids. Now it's like, no. If you don't have a PhD and if you don't have a Twitter check, you do not deserve to be talking about weather. I'm like, okay, I got an idea, man. Why don't you go back through the, like, 450 weather videos I've done and tell me which one I did that was clickbait crap. Because remember, I make my entire living pretty much off of donations from y'all. So if I totally was wrong at this point, and it was like the people who call Planet X, it's here, Planet X, it's here. And I don't know how I could earn a living. But at this point, hell, I've been calling it correct. I called multiple USA landfalls this season by hurricanes. I was right. I pretty much called Harvey almost perfect. Irma, yeah, I was worried it might go into the Gulf. I was a little paranoid that like it wasn't going to take the turn, but it took the turn. And I said when the model continues to shift west, it usually ends up more west. So it went west. So I was right about that. But yes, I was a little paranoid about it going into the Gulf. So I just kept telling people, hey, till it turns, I need the Gulf people to stay aware. And so, like, I admit, hey, yeah, after seeing Houston, and I'm here now, and just like, so many lives are affected, and there's so much sadness here now. So, yeah, I'm a little paranoid, or I'm a little super weather hyper aware. That would be understandable from normal human beings. But this is the internet, where it's not necessarily normal human beings, because I know a lot of people who say stuff online 99% of the time never say that shit to my face. Never. You know how many dudes get up and talk shit in my face? I'm 6'1", got giant shoulders. I got some crazy eyes. I don't remember a single dude doing it in the last 10 years. Yeah, I know, it'll be ironic. Like, the bad guys will show up like guns and blades and be like, I'm talking shit in your face now. All right, you got me. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be like insult before the injury. All right. And I'm not a professional meteorologist. And even though I've been obsessed with endgame theory since the day I was born, I didn't choose to do that. So the government recommends you follow the National Hurricane Center and, you know, like NOAA and FEMA and follow their advice. And I guess whatever the government's endgame theory main office is, you're supposed to follow their endgame theory advice. Because mine was always like, we need to come together because we have major problems. If we don't use all our resources, we may be screwed. We may suffer the same fate that happened to Mars, Mercury, Atlantis. I hope it's not too late. But yeah, and I'm sick. So like, and I've been sick before. When I wake up now, my brain hurts. And I'm like, why is my brain hurt? So maybe I've officially gone crazy. And the black mold here is already melting my brain or whatever chemicals are spraying in the air. But they've been told mosquitoes are bad. So who knows, man? I'm just saying, if this shit show just gets shittier, then I'm like, you know, they're going to come take me out, then it doesn't sound like I'll be missing much. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm never going to get to have a woman, I'm never going to get to live a decent life. If good guys are never going to allow to do anything again, and the media's just going to pump the shittiest, most trivial stories into our brains 24/7. They're just going to take the outliers from both parties. They're going to take, like, the craziest, most unlikable son of a bitch from the Democrats. They're going to take the craziest and most unlikable son of a bitch from the Republicans and say, this is what represents both parties. So everybody's just going to be hating everybody all the time. And be like, hey, I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be here for that. Okay. So, that was it. If you've been watching this Fujiwhara Effect while I've just been rambling, well, that's the reason I'm rambling. But hey, remember, like I said, don't panic. This is probably not going to happen. But I definitely think we have to stay aware and plan and prepare for the hurricane situation. But I don't even know. I'm pretty down, you know? Pretty down. Anyway, I ain't mad at nobody. Ain't any people I've ever been mad at. I usually forgive pretty fast. This life is way too short. Anywho, and, you know, the people at chemtrails. Okay, yes, they spray a bunch of shit in the air. But I've always said, hey, I think chemtrails are solar radiation management. And now it's like, hey, what is this thing that seems to cause havoc on our planet every 3,600 years? You know, we could take a lot of guesses at that, but there's other videos for that. But binary. I'm talking about binary hurricanes, man. Worst case scenario, which I'm not going to believe in. Well, as models continue to show it, like 5 days, 6, 7 days from now, then I'll be like, holy crap. Yeah, then I'll definitely get off the East Coast. Then where are you going to go? Like, that's the thing. I don't even... I don't know. All right, well. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm sure I'll keep talking until they take me out. All right. Peace out. Love y'all. They may be hard to believe at times, but it's true. I definitely would enjoy life. I made a video when the summer started, like, shit is going to get crazy. Shit is going to get super crazy. So if you've been saving up and working your ass off your whole life or just for an extended period of time, I would say take 10% of that money and go buy yourself a motorcycle or take a vacation, go to Paris, like do something amazing. And I bet you won't regret it. And now summer's almost over. And that looks like super genius advice. You know, people, I gotta tell a funny story, dude. So mom the other day, when I was back home when I evacuated, my mom was like, I'm worried about you. You need to get a real job. Like, what are you gonna do when you're 65? You know, you're not gonna, you don't have any money for retirement. You can't. Wait, I was like, what did you say, mama? She's like, you're not gonna have enough money to retire at 65. I said, what did you say, mama? She said, well, you're not gonna have enough money to retire at 65. So, mama, I can't even see making it past 2017. Are you literally gonna talk to me about how many years is that? Like 20? Are you really going to say, like, what are you going to do with your life 20 years from now? Like, have you even seen the state of the world now? You know? Like, I haven't really, yeah, I'm definitely, yes, I'm a little worried about how I'm going to pay rent and bills and if I have to evacuate, you know. I'm worried about a month, 2 months, 3 months. But really, 20 years, I ain't worried about right now. 10 years, I ain't worried about right now. 5 years, I ain't worried about right now. 2 years, I ain't worried about right now. If I want to get optimistic, I'll be like, hey, what am I going to do the next year? You know what I'm saying? All right. So, remember, take all this with a grain of salt. I'm just a crazy YouTuber who probably did this for the, like, you know, 4 cents clickbait money. Really buy ramen noodles. And whatever. Okay, so, all right, peace out. Crazy. Crazy for feeling blue. I'll talk to you guys soon. I mean, there's a bunch of, like, you know, I'll heavily detail Jose and a lot of the pros that I like and respect are saying, like, Jose may be a little bit of a concern, but it's not as big a concern as 96L. I don't know which one that is, like, at this point. I, you know, slept for 4 hours and they named, was it Lee? They officially named, some guy was saying in the last video, like, oh, they didn't even name Lee yet. And you're saying, whoa, yeah, well, when I was asleep 4 hours, they named Lee, dude. You know, like, okay. Anyway, okay. You guys are my only friend. All right. Peace out. Oh, yeah, but if you do want to donate to Thor News, I'm going to leave a link at the very top, you know, and I'd appreciate it. But if you don't want to, or you're definitely, you're as broke as I am, that I totally understand. And I've never wanted anybody to take a meal off their own table, you know, even make sure that I had a place to stay or pay my bills. But, you know, like I said, I'm at this point like, hey, man, I don't know, you know, I don't know. Okay, peace out. So, and then people are like, oh, you're just saying, oh, you want money just to, you know, make these videos. And I'm like, no, you know, like I worked from the age of 15 all the way up until like, was it a year and a half, 2 years ago? So that is like, literally like almost 30 years, 28 years. I worked pretty much full time, the majority of that time. And when I was going to school, it was part time. But like, I'm a worker bee. I'm Lutheran. So, you know, the way we were raised, or I was raised Lutheran, the way we were raised is like, your work ethic shows your godliness or whatever. I don't remember that crazy word. But it's like true. Like I have to accomplish things. I have to work. I have to get shit done to have good self-esteem and feel like I'm a man, dude. You know? So, worker bee. Like, look at these. Anyway, okay, I've talked too much. Did I mention I have fever? I had fever dreams earlier. They were really cool, though. Really. All right, it was like on a super college campus that was super badass. Everybody knew who I was. And they were all nice. So that was cool. It's like a college campus of the future. Okay, so, like I said, there's probably 1 or 2 times a year that the Warped Tour News has total fever madness. So, we don't worry about these Fujiwhara hurricanes. All right, now I'm going to just press the button. Hit the button, baby. I said to myself,